Really, guys?
いらっしゃいませ。
Back to it.
ありがとうございました。
Must we? And stay down.
Eh?
Got it. Hello?
Yagami-san.
What's up, Saori-san?
I haven't been able to reach Shintani-sensei. It keeps going to voicemail. He hasn't picked up since he left the office after talking to you.
Mm-hmm. And?
Didn't you say the Kyorei clan was after him?
Yeah, he'll be fine. I just wanted to give him a scare.
Okay, still. Could you try him for me? Sometimes he ignores my calls. Maybe he'll pick up for you.
Are you sure we're talking about the same guy? But I might as well. Can't hurt to try.
Hi, Shintani here.
Hey, Shintani-sensei, it's Tak. Where are you?
You've reached the voicemail box of the one and only Masamichi Shintani, Genda Law Office's finest attorney.
Shintani.
Leave your legal troubles after the beep.
The Tojo clan is struck by Kyorei clan gunfire. Kamurocho's disarray only spreads wider. On the surface, the diagram resembles a Yakuza turf war. But in the shadows are glimpses of a construction firm and political influence. And in Yagami's own shadow, the mole's sharp claws claim yet another victim.
What do you mean he's dead? Didn't you just say...
Stay calm, Sari-san. But... No, not you.
You should do that right...
Do you think you could make the call?
What?
I need time to please.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks. Hey. What the? Suspicious. What the? Hey.
We received a call from the Genda Law Office.
You got here fast, Detective Kuroiwa.
Shintani, huh?
Yeah.
His name has been coming up a lot lately. He's the Perhaps...
Huh?
I heard you two weren't
Guess that's just how
Forensics will be here. We will need you
How long?
You'll have to find someone...
I don't...
Yes, you can... Firebase sources aren't even that...
Don't know what you mean.
Oh, I'm...
Yeah, sorry. I had to wait around. Is Genda-sensei still at the office?
Yes. He wants to talk, as do I. Oh,
Okay, I'll see you soon.
I know you've had a rough...
Saori-san was having trouble, so I decided to give. But when I dialed him up, I heard the phone ringing in my closet. Shintani was killed the same way as all the others.
The others? Do you mean his eyes were...
Gouged out, yeah. But Shintani's beef was with the Kyorei clan. Why would the mole target him?
I'm not so sure. It sounded like he knew something when you talked earlier.
Right.
Think this is some kind of Yakuza pissing contest, do ya? Come on! The mole is...
He probably knew more about the mole than I did. Maybe they killed him to keep their secret.
But why did he have to push Shintani-sensei?
Not sure. Maybe to harass me? Maybe to scare me off their trail?
Yagami, you might want to lay low for a bit. Get out of town. Go... If the mole comes after you next...
Right. I'll do just that, Genda-sensei.
You know, I watched over Shintani get out a good head on, but he didn't have the guts to succeed when push came. Even so, he looked up to me. Guess I took it for granted. Thought he...
When I first joined, Shintani-sensei was the one who showed me the ropes.
Thanks for this, Yagami. Come on, Sari-kun.
Sure.
Feel free to stay here. What about you, Hoshino-kun?
I think I'll work a little more before I head home.
If you say so.
Good night, boss. Make yourself at home, yeah. You've been here way long. Yagami-san.
Sure, what's up?
Well, it's about Shintani. Yagami-san, I know you just told Genda-sensei you're good, but that's not true.
And if I said yes?
Don't worry, I won't tell Genda. I want to help you. Look for the I won't slow you down. I promise.
Looking to avenge Shintani.
Deep down, that's why he was going along. I mean, who can say no? And now look how it turned out. I was sitting right next to him this whole time. Yet there was nothing I could do to help. You know, I'm still young. I don't even know what kind of lawyer I'm. Criminal? Civil? Not the slightest. But I know one thing. I don't want to be the kind of lawyer who sits on his hands after his friend gets murdered. Which means...
Are you sure about this, Hoshino? Genda, if you're seen helping me...
Don't worry about that. Now, Yagami-san, do you mind if I tag along?
You'll just tell Genda-sensei if I refuse, huh?
Yeah, you got...
Not much choice then. Welcome.
Glad to be working with you.
Well, let's get down to business. And I have some evidence that may tell us just that. Shintani dialed this number earlier today. I want to know where it goes.
Right, that makes sense. It's a good thing the killer forgot to take Shintani's phone, huh? This way we can see who he was calling.
The killer didn't forget. Even if the phone was gone, we'd still be able to get Shintani's data from his provider.
Really?
Yep. I bet he left the phone so I'd find the body quicker.
Huh?
I mean, he went through the trouble of hiding it in my office of all places. Probably wanted to cause as much chaos as possible.
Hey, the number got a hit in the search. It's apparently for the,
What the hell?
What, do you know it?
3 years ago, there was a pretty famous patient was killed. And their body dumped in the mountain. And the man they arrested for it was named
Okubo. Wait, he was your client.
He worked as a contract laundryman for the center. Every 2 or 3 days, he'd stop. According to the police report, it was thought he carried the body out in a...
Right. But then he...
You can stop there.
But why would Shintani-sensei have called the ADDs?
I bet we'll find out if we give them a ring. But it's getting late. You should go home. We both need some shut-eye, yeah?
Yeah, we can start fresh tomorrow.
Oh, right. We want to keep this a secret from Genda-sensei after all. There's an arcade called Charles up on Park Boulevard. That should work for now.
Okay. I'll let Kaito-san know.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. I'll see you.
Excuse me. Hmm? Excuse me. This is Yagami. You don't give up, do you?
Yagami-san.
Excuse me. Huh? Hmm? Excuse me. got me. Ah, you got me. Ah, you got me. Ah, you got me. One pair. Take it easy,
始める
okay?
ぜ。
始めるぞ。
始めようか。これだろ。
これじゃ。
これだな。
Son of a... Take it easy,
始める
okay?
ぜ。
始めるぞ。
始めようか。これだろ。
これじゃ。
これだな。
4-6. Sorry. Let's do it.
始めるぜ。
始めるぞ。
始めようか。
これじゃ。
これだな。さあ、どうすんの？よっしゃ
I
だ。
got 8. Sorry. Let's do it.
始めるぜ。
始めるぞ。
始めようか。これだな。これだろ。
さあ、どうする？勝負
I
だ。
got 9. All right.
いらっしゃいませ。ありがとうございました。
Sugira.
Kaito-san told me you'd be here. Don't forget about me next time.
Wish you'd fucking forget about me.
It's so nice.
Don't talk.
It's so...
What the...
Damn. And you got this...
Just a third-degree black belt.
Huh?
Not that I've ever had to use...
Well... Sure. Well, Masamichi Shintani of the... Given that his eyes were gouged out, it's likely the mole, and I'll need all of your help to track him.
The ADDC, huh?
Again, we can talk about that later.
I think I remember them being in the news. Something about a new drug that could win a no—
Yeah, here it is.
The ADDC's research into AD9 has now been published. One of the leading to the gathering of reporters.
It's a brand new dementia drug. This was right after Director Key. They're still undergoing clinical trials on large. The man giving the presentation, a world leader in...
He's the one who showed me around the center. Guess he's been the director for a while now.
From what I can tell, the Ministry of Health is increasing the ADDC's budget to hasten the development of AD9. They're even adding another building to this.
Damn good deal, Abe.
I'm still not getting it, though. Why Shintani go and call them?
That's what we're about to find out. And there's only one way to do that.
Come on! Can't just take a man's phone.
First off, we'll need to figure out who Shintani was calling.
Yeah, but how are we gonna do that over the phone?
I suppose that all depends on your acting skills, Detective Yagami.
ADDC, front desk.
Hi there, ma'am. This is Takayuki Yagami from the Yagami Det—
Hello?
I'm calling about a lawyer named Shintani. I was wondering if you could connect me.
I'm sorry, but...
Well, the truth is, this is the last number he dialed, so I'm calling to ask about him.
I'm sorry, but that information is private. You'll need a warrant if you want to know more. I really am sorry, sir.
I see. Thank you anyway. No way this happens over the phone. It'll be faster to just head over there myself.
You think that's gonna work?
Not sure, but I know the director, remember? Worst case scenario, I come back empty-handed.
I'll come with you, Yagami-san.
Okay, me and Nagashi will go check out what's going on with the Matsugane family. Shouldn't be tough with Hamura out of the picture.
Hey, I don't remember saying I was gonna help you.
By the way, Yagami-san, whatever happened to that guy from 3 years ago? Shinpei Okubo.
He's in the detention center. Been there since they gave him his death sentence.
Have you ever gone to see him, Yagami-san?
No. Why would I? Why do you ask anyway?
I don't know. I was wondering what he was like. The case got tons of news coverage, you know. I was also wondering what you thought about the case. I mean, did you really think that he was innocent?
Probably.
But then he walked. Killed his girlfriend. You defended him for that too, yeah?
Yep.
Did you believe him then too?
He kept saying the same thing. How he could never have killed anyone. But I didn't believe him, no. Fighting for him in court made me...
Do you think he deserves the death penalty?
That's enough of the question.
Well,
nah.
If you say so.
Yagami-san? You're heading to the ADDC now. I'm gonna grab a taxi for us.
Not a wise choice. And stay down.
Over here, Yagami-san. I have a taxi.
You don't give up, do you?
Yagami-san. Yagami-san. Huh?
Hey.
So. Hmm?
Yagami! Fucking go! No way!
And stay down.
Huh? Yagami! Huh?
Hey.
Huh? Huh? What?
Yagami-san.
Yeah.
This again?
Waste. Back to it.
ありがとうございました。
どちらまで行かれますか。それでは。どちらまで行かれますか。それでは出発。
I've heard a bit about this place before. But the ADDC, isn't it just one part of a larger organization? If I recall correctly, they call it the Medical Institute. Is that accurate?
Yeah. They own every last inch of this campus.
It's incredible. Even with all these buildings, they're still getting budget to expand from that new drug. So? Is it the same as you remember?
Yeah.
Huh? Don't go too far ahead! Yagami-san!
What are you all shaken up for? Calm down. Just stick with me and you'll be fine. Got that, Yagami?
Yagami-san! Try not to just ditch me, okay? Is something wrong?
It's just... After 3 years, it still looks the same.
Huh?
Almost like time itself has stopped.
Yagami-san.
Come on. Front desk's over there.
Do you have an appointment, sir?
I don't, sorry. My name is Hoshino, from the Genda Law Office. This is my partner, Yagami. We're here to talk about a murder that took place—
A murder?
A coworker of ours, named Shintani.
We have a record that he called this center before he was killed.
Huh?
We're hoping you can help us track down exactly who—
I'm very sorry, sir, but
Well, could I at least talk to Director Kido instead? He's an old friend of mine. Just let him know Yagami stopped by, to say hello.
I don't think that'll be necessary. Look over there.
Gentlemen, I really don't know what else you want from me. I have nothing more to say. I've told the police all that I know.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about all this, Director. Problem is, my partner here won't give it a rest till he sees the scene of the crime. But I'm sure we'll be leaving soon.
That's not what we agreed upon. You know this isn't about how long it takes.
And what about Okubo? I take it he's still not fessed up.
No, not quite as of yet, sir. But we all saw where the body was. Exactly where he said it would be.
Quite true. Not much point in fighting this now. The Minister has made it clear that he wants it resolved soon as well. Just look at how much trouble one contractor has caused.
Sorry, which minister? I didn't know about this, sir.
The Health Minister. It's all his call how much funding we get.
Director, if I may, if you would just direct me to the scene of the crime, I could head over there myself. I'll be out of your hair in no time, I assure you.
I'd rather you didn't wander on your own. So instead, she can show you. Terasawa-kun, these gentlemen here are Shintani-sensei and,
Yagami.
It's a pleasure. I hope I can help you find what you need.
Well, with that, I'll be taking my leave.
Thank you again, Director. Apologies for all the trouble.
This way. I can show you how to get to Wakusan's room.
Who's Waku-san?
The guy who died in his room?
Oh, yeah. And you are... Terasawa-san, huh? Wow, you're young. And a looker to boot.
Can we keep this professional?
Huh?
Nice try, Shintani-sensei.
Not the friendliest girl in town, huh?
We're not exactly welcome guests here.
After I busted my ass to pass the bar, I always figured I'd have my pick of the ladies.
Right this way, please. Straight ahead is the ADDC's general ward. Waku-san's room is on the 4th floor. This was the room assigned to Waku-san.
What's down there?
That's the research wing, where they develop all our new drugs.
Oh.
You can't get in without a gold keycard, though.
Gold, huh?
I suppose because it's the heart of the center's operations.
Huh. Sounds like it's a whole nother world back. Come on, Yagami.
Before he died, Waku-san spent most—
And when was he admitted?
2 years ago.
Some kind of dementia, right?
Alzheimer's is a neurodegeneration. In fact, it's the cause of almost 70—
So, they're one and the same. Anyway, do what you...
Hey. Hey. Uh-huh. Has anyone else slept?
Nobody. No.
And Waku-san was missing from his room the morning of the incident, yes?
That's right.
So he was...
I can't say for sure, but it's likely.
What the? The window's sealed shut. There's no... Hey. All the rooms have windows, like, seems like people would know.
Well, we only have some. The halls stay fairly...
I see.
You got all you need from here, yeah?
I think so. You can definitely... Shintani-sensei, can you lay on the bed for me?
I guess so. Care to join me, Terasawa-san? What do you got to lose? It was a joke.
So from this vantage point, you can't make out the person's face.
So, was this the colossal waste?
Nope, I got something.
Does it matter? Shinpei Okubo is guilty.
Well, according to him,
Of course, that's what he said. You want to review the case?
Sure.
Whatever you want. All right. Our victim was the patient staying in this room at 8:30 a.m. Given Waku's but after being on...
Right.
You know what a dementia... He only after inspecting all a laundryman. It didn't take much prodding and lo and behold, 3 months after Waku disappeared, the cops found his cause of death was most likely suffocation. Any objections to this so far, Yagami?
Actually, yeah. You're forgetting.
And what's that?
Okubo-kun insists he didn't kill. All he admits to is dumping the...
Oh, sure. Come on, Yagami. Guy's got a history of assault, and it's on record. Roughed up his girlfriend. Accidentally...
Right, but that was over 6 years ago. He was just a kid. Got drunk, made a huge mistake.
And what? It's okay for a kid to hit a woman?
Of course not. But that's not what he's on trial for.
True.
I don't condone what he did. But legally, committing one crime doesn't mean you're guilty of another.
Fine. But what about Okubo's? He said he left the center at 10 a.m. after grabbing the sheets from the general ward. Who's gonna believe?
If anyone should, it's his lawyers.
We're meeting with Okubo. You should just be honest with him. Tell him the case is unwinnable.
Are you two done here?
Yep. Can you show us the garage next? The service entrance, I think. That's the only other place we'll need to see today.
We'll need to take an elevator.
Follow me. Hey, Yagami, criminal suits are they don't even pay that.
Careful who you say that around.
Look, take it from me. I've been around the block.
It is.
Hey, Yagami, check this out. These are the carts they use to collect sheets and linens. Day of the crime. Okubo was all over. Would have been simple for him to sneak a body in.
Maybe so. Well, where was Okubo parked on the day of the incident?
Oh. The truck was parked here, with the back facing the elevator. Here's a recreation of it.
I see.
DNA evidence from the victim was found in the flatbed of the truck. That's proof enough that the body was there. And when they confronted Okubo, he flat out admitted it.
There was evidence that the body was in Okubo. When was Waku-san last seen?
Just before 8 a.m. on the day of the crime.
Yeah. 7:50 to be precise. He claims he saw...
I see.
I tried to get an appointment, but...
They're not willing to make an exception.
This isn't an issue you want to push, Yak.
All right.
That's right. Breakfast is at 8 o'clock, so the patients who can walk on their own gather in the break room. But on the day of his disappearance, 8:30 came and went with...
You thought you'd find him quickly. Didn't
Right.
Got that, Yagami? Here. What we know is, Waku was taken out of his room sometime between 7:50 when he was last seen, and 8:30 when everyone noticed he was gone. During that 40-minute span, somebody suffocated Waku and stuffed him into the laundry bin. Nobody suspected there was a body in the cart. And the only clear culprit was Okubo, the man in charge of the laundry. To further back this up, DNA evidence from Waku was found in Okubo's truck. Then when the police questioned Okubo, he confessed to burying the body in the mountains of Okutama. 3 months after the crime, Waku's corpse was finally found. With me? This thing's airtight, Yagami. I know you're getting into this, but come on. Just give it up already. You don't have a chance.
Even though Okubo says he's innocent, I promised him we'd do everything we could.
Not my problem. You shouldn't make promises you can't keep.
Fine, then I'll do it alone. You don't have to be involved.
Even if I'm not, the loss will hurt Genda-sensei's reputation.
I'm sorry, but our client says he's innocent. I can't back down from this.
Fine.
If you like, I could...
You don't mind? Oh, that would be great. Walk us up. I wonder how well you can... The window's sealed shut.
Are you...
Yeah.
How long will Okubo-san's sentence be?
Huh?
If he's found guilty, that is.
Probably 10 years.
And what if he confessed?
Well, at the very least, it'd make a better impression.
But you're still going to push an innocent plea? Even though Okubo-san is the one...
If he's really not guilty, he won't have to. But to be perfectly honest, this is my first criminal...
What?
Civil cases have been a mixed bag for me, too.
Is that so?
Apparently, a smart lawyer would never even consider an innocent plea in this case. Guess it's a good thing that I'm not so smart then. Terasawa-san, were you close?
I spoke to him pretty often, yes. I would see him around the ward.
And what did you think of him? Did he seem like the kind of guy who...
I'm sorry. The director told us not to say too much.
Wait! If you know anything that can help, just get in touch, okay? I'll do whatever it takes to set Oak, but I can't do it alone. Just... Just now, we went to the ADDC. Thought I should have a look at things with my own eyes.
And how did it go?
There's no chance you walk. You're practically a lost cause.
Hey.
Yagami-sensei, is that what you think?
It's like this, Okubo. You tell me you're innocent, and I'll fight to the end. I really have nothing to lose by helping you out.
It's just like I told you. Whoever did it is framing me.
On the day of the crime, you were in the general ward of the ADDC, yes? Starting at 8 a.m., you went around to each room and gathered the linens.
Yes. Nobody would dispute that.
And after that, you covered Wakusan's nose and mouth, suffocated him, and then carted him out in the laundry bin.
That's not true. Wakusan wasn't there when I went into his room. I didn't see him at all that day. You have to believe me.
And I do. So when you went down to leave the center at 10 a.m. after gathering the linens, you realized there was a body hidden in the truck.
Yes. That's what happened.
Then, after debating whether or not to report the body, you chose to hide it in the mountains.
I had a criminal assault on my record.
Aren't you forgetting the bad blood you had with...
Huh? Bad blood? What are you talking about?
3 days before the murder, Waku-san claimed Okubo-kun here. They told me all about it at the center.
When did you even ask?
While you were busy chatting up Terasawa-chan. Even if I bitch about it, I'm still damn good at my job.
Well, Okubo-kun, did you take his wallet, or...?
Not quite. They call it delusion. It's a symptom of dementia. You think not the easiest thing to deal with, right? Someone accuses you of theft for no reason? So when Waku-san tried to hit you, you just about hit him back.
But I didn't hit him.
No. You murdered him.
I wouldn't kill a man over something like that.
Ah, I wish I could believe you, pal. Come on, Okubo-kun. You got a record of violence.
It wasn't me. I swear. Somebody set me, please. You have to believe me. Whoever did this is laughing at all of us right now.
Calm down.
Yagami-sensei.
I do.
Okay.
Fine. I can take a hint. You and Yagami-sensei can cuddle up all you want.
Hey. You know that nurse, Tara? It sounded like she was worried about you. Bet you'd have a chance with her once you get out of here.
I don't know.
So Shintani just left. He's got to learn some damn patience.
Maybe so. But this is my case now.
Huh. Oh.
Yagami-san.
Hmm?
Have you seen Mafia?
Where's this coming from?
She's just not that great. I suggest you...
Right.
You mean that friend? She's got Shintan. Said he'd have been...
Hey, regardless, keep it on the...
Yet?
Mafia-kun's a...
Can we not do this?
Either way, guess Yoko...
That's the plan.
What is your plan here?
Well, I'm working on that. There's one...
Yeah?
Take a look at this. It's the hospital room the victim was staying in. This is the last place Waku-san was seen before he disappeared. At the time, the witness would have seen Waku-san from this angle through the window in the door. But the cabinet here would have been blocking his face.
Uh-huh.
In other words, there's room to argue that the witness never actually saw Waku-san to begin with. It might have just looked like there was somebody in there. Or maybe the killer set it up to look that way.
And how would that impact the trial?
Well, the premise that the victim was still alive at 8 o'clock would no longer be on the table. Meaning, the crime could have occurred during a much wider time range. With that in mind, we could claim there's no proof that Okubo took Waku-san out of the room.
Right. Not bad.
What the hell's your problem?
Was that Shintani?
I think so.
Get back here!
What the hell? Hey! Wait up! Hold up! You won't get away! Hold up! You won't get away! A woman?
Help!
Aren't you Terasawa?
Let me go!
We got a groper out here? Not on my watch, you son of a bitch!
Can all lawyers fight like...
Did you really need to run away like? I assume you came to see me.
There was something I wanted to talk to you about, yes. Then that pig-headed friend of yours started shouting.
Okay, but did you have to tase him? Not that he didn't have it. Anyway, I'm listening. No matter what it is, I'll keep your... Anything you tell me will fall under client attorney...
Well, you know the witness who last saw Waku-san? Said he saw him sleeping in his bed.
Uh-huh.
Well, that witness is a man by the... He's one of the scientists at the ADDC. Not only...
This is him?
Yes. He's a very dedicated doctor, so the nurses have a... But something felt off when I heard what he had to say about the...
And what's that?
I guess I'm just skeptical as to whether or not he... I don't think he's intentionally deceiving us, but he may be And if I had to guess, I'd say the other nurses feel...
Still, why hasn't anyone mentioned this until...
How could we? Nurses talking about a doc, that's not something a nurse could do without consequences. And if it came to...
None of you would testify?
Maybe the other nurses wouldn't, but I would. I never really...
Yeah?
I think Okubo-san is innocent.
Oh, really? Sounds like I've...
I'm currently employed as a research. Part of our research consists of clinical. On the day of the crime, I was making my usual rounds through the ward.
And what time was that?
Around 7:50?
You're sure?
Yes. The patients eat I always head to the break room.
This break room, to be precise?
That's correct. Our more mobile patients walk there. Then, while the nurses help the patients eat, I ask about how they feel.
And on the day of Waku-san's disappearance, you passed by his room before going to the break room?
Yes.
And in that room, you saw Waku-san lying on the bed?
Yes.
Can you describe the situation to us as you remember it?
The door has a window, so you can see into the room from the...
And this is the room you're referring to, yes?
That's correct. From where I was standing in the hallway, I could see Waku-san lying and he was asleep, with a blanket covering
And what time was that?
Around 7:50.
No further questions.
Yagami-sensei.
She actually asked to testify.
Not really.
Terasawa-san, you were present for Shono-san's testimony just now.
Yes.
And what is your opinion on that testimony?
For a scientist, I felt his wording was rather and as a medical professional, I felt his actions were negligent.
Could I ask you to be a little more specific?
Our witness, Shono-san, claims he saw However, there's no way he could have known that just by looking-
I have evidence supporting Terasawa-san. Please look at this. It's a photograph of the victim's room as viewed. In other words, this is what Shono-san would have seen when he checked in on. Shono-san was lying when he said he saw Waku-san.
Excuse me?
What he saw from the door was likely nothing more than a bulge of... He couldn't have been able to identify it specifically as... So to claim as much in his testimony seems like quite an example.
But common sense would dictate otherwise, would it not? Who would...
The staff nurses are trained to always enter a room when checking in on a patient. In Waku-san's case, it's impossible to tell anything just by look. There was actually one time a while back where we thought he was under the covers, only to find Waku-san eating in the break room a second later. And upon re-examining the room, we realized that we had mistaken a bunched up...
The witness makes an important distinction. The prosecution asserts that Shono-san's testimony is that the victim was taken out of his room at some point between... They claim that because of this time frame, the defendant must have smuggled Waku-san's body out in his... But if Shono-san's testimony is invalid, as the defense is, we have to consider the possibility that Waku-san was taken in the middle of the night, after which the killer could have waited until the morning to plant the body in the... In other words, the defense establishes that there is reasonable doubt, rendering the prosecution's central argument. Your Honor, taking this new testimony into account, I'd like to call... Shono-san.
Yes?
I'll get right to the point. On the day of the crime, what did you see when you looked...
I saw Waku-san.
And did you get a clear look at his face?
I don't...
So it's possible that it could have been someone other than Waku-san in that... Or maybe even a pillow that you mistook to be Waku-san. Isn't that right?
Objection! The defense is leading the witness.
Sustained. Please rephrase the question.
Shono-san, can you say without a doubt that Waku-san was in that bed when you checked... Then the defense rests. But I do have a quick remark for the prosecution.
Huh?
The charges against my client stem from your assertion that he's assuming the crime took place within the state. However, the defense has proven without a doubt that Shono-san's testimony is unreliable. I would suggest then that you withdraw the charges against with such inconclusive evidence. You'll only be wasting...
The prosecution does not consider the witness's testimony. His memory of the incident may be fuzzy, yes, but that doesn't change that he's...
So, your whole case is based on this promising young man's future is at stake, and you're willing to throw that away on unreliable testimony?
Dr. Shono is a bright and diligent... After watching his own grandmother develop dementia, he vowed to create a drug that could... After paying his own way through medical school, he went on to become the head day after day,
Dr. Shono visits his sick patients out of the kindness of his heart, leading to his valiant test. If you want to know whether I trust this man, then my answer...
In other words, because he's such a great researcher, his testimony is infallible. His own... Is that the sum of it? Because from here, it sounds like you're putting your faith in Shono-san's title, not his testimony today.
The prosecution is not as easily swayed. And you want to talk reputation? What if your client... 6 years ago, the defendant broke his girlfriend's finger. The poor girl is still... And the cause? A minor drunk. Now, fast forward to what occurred a few days prior to the Waku-san. Suspecting the defendant of stealing his given the clearly violent nature of Okubo-san here, that alone would be motivation.
Is something wrong, ma'am? Please remain seated while... Terasawa-san?
Okubo-san is not a violent person. And he hasn't even had a drink in over 6 years. Not a single drop since the incident.
My court will not stand for this commotion.
He didn't blame Waku-san at all. He knew that the outburst was just caused by his dementia, that it was all the sickness's fault. So there was no reason for him to resort to murder.
Terasawa-san, please.
Okubo-san really is an incredible, caring person.
Please leave this courtroom at once.
You're right that he may be hard to approach, but he's a kind soul, and he always keeps his promises. Okubo-san's not the only person in this courtroom who would be affected by a guilty verdict, either. As a matter of fact, it would break my heart. And even through it all, he wanted me to keep this a secret, not to tell anyone, not even his lawyer, that we were dating. Even though he knew he could have ended up in prison, making sure I was safe was the only thing in the world he cared about. That's just who he is! But when the prosecution has already decided he's a criminal, how could he possibly be given a fair trial?
Her little outburst wasn't technically admissible, but as the trial dragged on, it hung over the jury like a stone. And in the end, Shinpei Okubo was found not guilty. But only a month after his release, everything changed. The same girl who had so bravely proclaimed Okubo's innocence died by the man's own hand. Hi.
Something wrong?
No, it's nothing, Vice Minister.
But...
I haven't seen you in about 3 years, Kido-san. I see you're still the director.
You look familiar, but I can't quite place the name. I seem to recall you looking sharper.
I'm a detective based in Kamurocho now. The name's Yagami.
Ah, I remember now. You're the remember, Shono?
Okubo-san was unstoppable.
Shono-san, right?
Does it matter? What brings...
I'm investigating a murder, and I'll need your cooperation with it. Just like old times.
Yes, I see. Yes. Thank you. It does seem we received a phone call from this Shintani-san you speak of.
Do you know who he was calling?
Dr. Shono.
The same Shono-san you were just with?
Yes. However, it's unclear as to what the point of the call. Shono was away from his desk at the time, you see, and...
You have no idea what he wanted to talk about?
None. Shono says he doesn't know a Shintani-san.
Oh, really?
Shono and I co-authored the reason. Sometimes complete strangers pretend to be. Perhaps Shintani-san fell into that category.
Have you heard of the mole murders taking place in Kamurocho, Dr. Kido? 3 Yakuza, each one with their eyes gouged out. Shintani was killed in the same way.
I've seen the news.
Can you think of anything tying the ADDC to those murders?
Huh? Look, I believe we're done here. There's nothing I can help you with.
Please stop!
Who are you?
Detective Kuroiwa, Kamuro Police, organized. One of your guests here has information related to the case I'm currently in. That would be you, Yagami.
Hmm?
I'd like to speak to you as a material witness to the murder of the lawyer, Masa.
Is that so?
The mole's latest victim was the lawyer, Shintani. The last call.
I'd like to speak to you as a material witness to the murder of the lawyer.
Is that so?
I'm Hoshino, an attorney at Genda Law Office. Officer, is this interview voluntary, or...?
It is.
It's your call, Yagami-san.
I think I'll pass.
Excuse me?
You have your answer, sir. You can go now.
You can make this easier if you come now. Next time, it won't be voluntary.
Your empty threats don't mean much to a lawyer.
Can you take this elsewhere? I really must be...
Too bad he's not a lawyer anymore, then. Your friend's nothing now. Just come along quietly. I'll come back with a warrant if I have to.
Why do you suspect me, anyway? I bet you...
I can come up with a few good ones.
Enough! Get the hell out of...
You'll regret this, Yagami.
Kuroiwa-san.
You too.
Out. Before we go, can we speak to Shono-san for a sec? We need to know why Shintani called him.
Listen, I already told you he doesn't know. Get it through your skull. Now, please leave.
No problem. We'll let you get back to work.
This is really getting out of hand, don't you think? I can't believe that detective thinks you're a material witness.
Yeah. I don't know what he's talking about. But what I'm more interested in is how he even knew where to find me.
That's a good point. How would the police know we were here?
Beats me. For now, let's focus on Shono, though. It would be a waste coming here and not talking to him.
Agreed. Let's see if the receptionist can help us.
Can I help you?
Actually, I've already been here. I would...
Oh, of course.
Well, not exactly. Where would I be able to find him?
Let me see. That should be...
Probably need a gold keycard to get in there, huh?
That's correct, sir. I should be able to lend you one. Just give me a moment to ask. Could you...
Actually, never mind. Kito-san seemed pretty busy earlier. I'll try back later.
Are you sure, sir?
Good call. There's no chance Kito-san would let us in.
At least now we know where Shono is.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a
Suspicious. What the? Suspicious. This goes over to the hospital. This lead.
There is. Huh.
What? This. Some kind.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am?
This is one of Shono-san's researchers.
Oh?
My name's Hashimoto.
Are you sure?
Of course.
Great. We'll take.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Right this way.
I really appreciate this, Hashimoto-san. I'm Yagami.
And I'm Hoshino, from the Genda Law Office. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, don't mention it. I'm glad to help a guest of Director Kito's. This place is so massive, you practically need a tour guide to get around. I hope you're...
So, Hashimoto-san, what kind of work do you yourself do here?
I'm part of the team developed. Dr. Shono is the head of...
Speaking of...
Well, the AD comes from the name of the Advanced Drug And it's the 9th drug...
Oh, that was...
It'll be the first dementia... Seems like it's really getting... But...
That's right. Do you know...
A couple 100,000.
Right. As of 2012...
That many?
By 2025, that's 1 in every 9 people.
Yikes.
However, as a nation, in many cases, worldwide, in other words, AD...
I gotta say...
Director Kito will go...
A lot's changed in...
Be nice.
Dr. Shono is right over there. Well, if you'll excuse me.
Shono-san.
Yagami-san? But...
Hey, calm down. I just want...
I can't do that. Kito-san doesn't know you're here.
Is there a problem?
Ah, Ichinose-san.
I've never heard you raise your voice, Shono-san.
Aren't you the guy from the lobby?
My name is Ichinose. I'm here from the Ministry of Health, offering political support to AD9's development.
Kito-san called you Vice Minister.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have...
Pretty lofty for a Vice Minister. You can boss scientists around, but I'm not...
So I see.
Shono-san, please. I just need a few minutes. We'll leave right after we're done, promise.
I already told you, I can't. Not without Kito-san here.
I need you to tell me, why did Shintani call you?
Shintani? I've never heard...
This is important, Shono. You have to have some idea.
Please, I don't! Now get out of here. I'm calling Director Kito.
Do what you want. Just let me ask you one thing first. You seem awfully deferent towards Kito-san. I mean, you won't even talk to me if the guy's not here. So why are you so afraid of him?
Well, given how much tax money is going, it's become quite a political As such, the director is being
But I'm not here to talk about 89. I need to know why Shintani called.
And I already told you I don't know.
What the? What are you doing here?
Kito-san.
I believe I told you to leave. What about that? Didn't you understand?
I wanted to ask about Shintani's call.
About which I already said Shono doesn't know any—
And I needed to hear that from him, not you.
Enough. Call security.
We were just leaving. Come on, Hoshino-kun.
I'll be filing a complaint with the Bar Association. Under the Minister's name.
The Minister? Of Health?
That's right. Minister Kazami, and he won't tolerate distractions.
I feel like we came up empty-handed. Why would Shintani-sensei have called Shono-san? Yagami-san?
That wasn't the first time I've heard about Minister Kazami.
Huh?
When was it, though? Who was talking to me about the Ministry of Health? It must have been Ayabe. When we were drinking, I definitely remember him mentioning Minister Kazumi. We were talking about how the Kyorei clan, apparently they're being used as muscle for a construction company called the A while back, Chairman and one of the people he met with was Naohisa Kazumi from the
Huh.
You'd think he'd go to the Ministry of Land, though. His project has nothing to do with health. What would he gain from meeting Kazumi?
That's true. Do you think it has to do with our case somehow?
I don't know. Depends on what the two...
In that case, maybe our Kajihira expert can help us out with that.
Who?
Sugiura-san. He used to work...
Oh, yeah.
So, you want to know how Kajihira and Kazumi are connected?
Yeah. Any way you can find that out?
Not really sure, but...
Thanks.
You're still at the ADDC, yeah? Just give me...
Oh, Yagami, I'm gonna head back to the office. Apparently, a journalist named...
Me?
It sounds like he's looking into Shintani-sensei. Anyway, I'll go ahead and drive him off.
You'll be Genda-sensei's ace attorney before you know it.
Nah, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Why?
Too much responsibility for a guy...
Okay. But when that gets old?
I don't know that it will. Being a professional sidekick for...
すいません。
Hmm? Huh? Nah. Huh? Yep. Looking forward to it.
気は悪ない。
いいまあこんなもんやろ。
no wind. Dora, 1.
まあこんなもんやろ。そうきたか。
本。
まあこんなもんやろ。
That sucks.
気は悪ない。
乗ってきたで。
ほな、言っとくわ。
用ないな。
それがどないして。
いやー手なりやな。用ないな。
Richie, Ipatsu, Dora, 2, Manga.